Hi, I'm Warren Norrid, and I'm here to tell you about political action committees. So what are they? They happen like so. You have a few friends, and you put your money together, and you want to spend it on stopping a bad thing, or supporting a good thing. Or maybe you want to run for office, or a better idea, help someone else run for office. Before you start spending money, or at least before you spend more than $500, you need to form a political action committee. In this discussion, I'm going to talk about political action committees that are based on state efforts, on state matters, and not federal political action committees, which are different animals. Generally speaking, you are in the world of the state of Texas or in the federal system. Never the twain shall meet. So here in the state of Texas, a PAC, a political action committee, begins by appointing a treasurer. You are obligated to appoint a treasurer before you spend $500 or more, or collect more than $980. As you appoint a treasurer, you have to decide whether you are forming a specific purpose political committee or a general purpose political committee. If you are running a candidate campaign, or if you are favoring a specific bond proposal, or against a new Airbnb ordinance, those are specific purpose committees. But if you are to start a new group, for example, Bring Back Sane Libraries, which is operating in the DFW area, then you'll still have a general purpose political committee, even if it's about one subject, because it's not focused on a single election or proposition. Political committees can change from specific to general and vice versa. You just have to file an update to the appointment. A basic form that you get on the website of the Texas Ethics Commission. Now the question is, where do you file this treasurer appointment? And like every good attorney, like I like to pretend to be, the answer is it depends. Sometimes the answer is easy. If you are running for an ISD trustee position, it's typically the admin building of the ISD. If you're running for governor, then it's in Austin with the Texas Ethics Commission, which is, by the way, the entity with which all state office holders and candidates must file. Not surprisingly, county candidates file with the county clerk. Who can be a campaign treasurer? Oftentimes, people want an impressive name as the treasurer, but be aware that this is a real duty. Forms have to be filled out and timely filed. It's pretty common to have your famous friend be a treasurer, but another assistant to actually help do the forms. Also be aware that a person cannot be appointed as a campaign treasurer if that person is already the treasurer of a committee with outstanding filing obligations that are late. This happens more than you think. What reports must be filed? Depending on exactly what you're doing, there are a multitude of forms that need to be filed with the Texas Ethics Commission or the local filing authority. And they include monthly reports, semi-annual reports due on January 15th and on July 15th, 30-day pre-election reports, 8-day pre-election reports, runoff reports, daily reports in some cases, and special session reports. Now, what goes on a report? All expenses and all expenditures, pledges to pay in the future, loans by date and donor, and the donor's occupation and address. The best practice is to report all contributions, even down to $5 gifts, so you don't have to worry about receiving multiple gifts that add up to more than some minimum during a reporting period. There are rules about minimums that can be confusing, but the better way is to just always report what you get, and you don't have to worry about those kinds of things. The gotcha is when you don't report the in-kind contributions, such as the value of the storage space for your signs that you weren't paying for, or the value of the catering by a friend at an event. Those are donations. Another potential problem occurs when several allied candidates get together and each one pays for some amount of food and receives some sort of in-kind assistance. A pledge to pay bills after an election must be reported. This can be a bit messy, but don't worry about it. You'll occasionally mess up, and it's not the end of the world. A treasurer signs the reports upon penalty of perjury, but that means you did not deliberately do something wrong. Merely making an error is not the end of the world, nor is it perjury, even if it can be embarrassing for the candidate. The right answer in such things is to shrug and simply state, hey, you got a growing organization, occasionally we're going to have to fix paperwork. A dead organization doesn't have that kind of challenges, so that's a challenge you want sometimes. People always talk about corporations, whether they can donate to campaigns. Generally, the answer is corporations cannot donate to candidates, but they can give to measure-oriented efforts. There is also an exception for expenditure-only committees, but these commissions are not an issue in most elections, and they probably won't be for you. Now here's the ugly part. If a treasurer doesn't follow rules, the treasurer or the candidate for whom he's working can wind up with a suit against him for triple the bad expenditure or contribution. It is rare, but be aware that these are real. I have filed them. Also, there are nuances in all these rules. For example, there's a rule that if you accept funds from out-of-state PACs, the rules are different if you receive more than $1,010 than they are if you receive less. There are many little rules like this which we have not covered here, but what I hope you've heard today is the rules are not that difficult to understand or follow, and you can adopt methods of operation that keep you out of trouble and help your cause succeed. There are resources, including the TEC's guide and its website, which has an abundance of examples and explanations. The Texas Ethics Commission, the TEC for the cool kids, has a handy guide on how to do all these tasks and has a lot of helpful information. If you're just starting out, there are often crusty old-timers like me who may act like they know everything, but be wary of this. The rules change from time to time. And the folks who think that they know everything sometimes do not. But the good answer is the TEC's guide will be spot on and will show you the way. And you'll find that at www.ethics.state.tx.us. It's a wealth of information. They do answer their phone. The actual law is available online, and so it's not so arcane that you can't understand it. Now you have this intro. Do you want to stop the bad thing or elect a better candidate? Fear not. Go get your form, put your name down or somebody else's, and knock them dead. Good luck.